What is going on, everybody? Welcome to your daily astrology horoscope for Wednesday, January 4th, 2023. Astrologer Brian Scarborough here, Fixed Air Moon, keeping the collective fixed on astrology. Truly appreciate you all very much. Hope everybody's doing well and getting through this week. Well, there's definitely some excitement or some, I don't know, I learned that trick yesterday. That was my Venus coming into Aquarius, sextile Jupiter with the sun building up this trine to Uranus. So hopefully you got a good laugh out of that. Appreciate you all. Let's take a look at the astrology for today. On this Wednesday, we are going to see the sun at 14 degrees. So we're really building up to that trine to Uranus. Lots of, out of the norm, sort of insightful download, unpredictability. It's almost like showing us to people in life that are unconventional. There's a lot of interesting things that this can bring. There's unconventional approaches to value, to what we're committing ourselves to what we want to dedicate to this higher peak in our life, this, place of soul integrity. It's definitely taking a notch up. Very good aspect here. I think anytime you feel today, especially and tomorrow, that you just gotta try something different or something's out of the norm. There's a reason that you're being called for something to take an interesting turn, a weird sort of shift, because Uranus is definitely trying to show us value in something odd or different or something we didn't expect to try or do. Capricorn can want all these plans. And of course we got Pluto there and Mercury retrograde. Mercury's gonna be done in that third decan after today. So, and it is coming off the sextile to Neptune. So we have been getting some of these spiritual downloads, and Uranus is in the mix here. It's very interesting. And Mercury's going to come back and also make that trine to Uranus. So we're definitely starting to see how we can make unique pivots when necessary, when we're called to do it. And I think that that's very special, and we want to be open to what exciting aspects can show up in our life. And the more willing we are to change, the more I think we see the exciting change that we're looking for, and the more it brings substance and something long term, but also something that is maybe wasn't valuable in the past, but you're starting to see a shift of where your own values are taking the higher road in life, and how to get back to the individual aspect of yourself to get there. And then realizing too that people can definitely bring some shocking revelations into our life. So also being open to what other people have to share. And yeah, definitely very, very cool energy with Uranus. And we're seeing that moon here in Gemini, and it is going to square Neptune. So we're definitely in a somewhat mental place with the moon here in Gemini. We're definitely trying to, to deliver our emotions in a way that makes sense, but square to Neptune, not maybe possible, maybe it is, maybe it's not. I think the more we think about the emotion that we're trying to deliver or trying to express, the more we're feeling clouded. It's almost like your intuition just knows, just say what you're feeling. And I know that can be hard. And trust me, I'm an Aquarius moon. What do you mean just say what I'm feeling? What is that? People do that? I'm kidding, of course. But there is this level where it's stuff's going to come straight from the heart and straight from the intuitive places in your life. And that's the message, and that's the key. And if we try to over-analyze or, understand, what the soul wants in a mental capacity, we're definitely not doing ourselves any favors with Mars stationing and stopping here at 8 degrees of Gemini and a Mercury retrograde in Capricorn. It's we're not meant to know every little detail. There's breadcrumbs missing on the trail up this mountain. We're trying to follow breadcrumbs up to the top to get this. It's nobody's gone this route before. And I think that's the Sun trine Uranus too, is nobody has gone this route before. The collective has never gone in this exact route before. And it's you have to know how to blaze your own trail with Jupiter in Aries, coming off that sextile with Venus. Like, you have to know how to see the value in your own wisdom, and that your intuition knows the odd path to get up the mountain in the perfect way for you. Whatever you want to use that analogy for in your life, like, there's value when you remember that you have the guidance you were looking for, and it's not about following someone else's trail. You could get some insight and be like, and ask for directions, but again, with the moon square Neptune, you could get really poor directions if you're just relying on someone else's guidance. I think when you do come back to your own guidance and your own internal, sense of direction and value right now, you will be just fine. And it's definitely like, don't confuse yourself when there doesn't need to be confusing elements to today. We can overly lose ourselves, and we don't have to go that route. It's like there's a different route that's much more, yep, this is going to work, this is not going to work. And the moon's going to trine over to Saturn in Aquarius at 22 degrees. So not bad there at all. Definitely showing us, again, that odd approach and dedicating ourselves, and also taking the authority back, I would say, for the little pivots that need to be made, for, the choices, how to express ourselves. Like, there's a higher integrity that we're finding, and I just don't think we have to search so far and wide. I think that really it's so localized within ourselves that we do know the right way, that we do know what makes sense, and we're just getting lost when we're looking for another person to just show us the way, or a TV screen or anything. Like, there's no way to be found that way. The only way right now is really this individuated sense of self-worth and value, and the connection to energy that's like-minded. And it doesn't feel weird when you get in that situation. You get the advice or the, sort of information thrown out from someone else, and it's like, wow, yeah, that really resonates. That's valuable. It doesn't have to be confusing. It just resonates. So it's like looking for things today that really resonate without tripping ourselves out and thinking that we need someone else to, have the trail blazed ahead of us, when I think a lot of us, and really many of us in the collective, are learning the value and the abundance in blazing our own trail. So a lot of pioneering energy, and a lot of just like kind of seeing in the weirdest ways that there is something so good right around the corner, but have to be willing to, of course, listen to that. And I think that majority of it comes from within, but I would say that Uranus can bring insights from other people too. It's not going to be the norm. It's not like the thing that's always been told. It's definitely like what's the different approach, and who's delivering that message, and are they on the same vibe as you? Is there a similar vibration, and is there resonance? Because if there's a frequency resonance, it is boom shakalaka, in my opinion, like good to go. And the moon's also quincunx Mercury, retrograde today too. So yeah, we're at an impulse where there is so much intuition, but the understanding of it can just be a little foggy or unclear and kind of trip us out. But it's almost like the more you take authority for your personal decisions and for where you're going, it's not so hard. It's actually such an easy feeling to, see. It can feel, I think there's a black and white, if you will, where it's just like pure resonance or purely not. We definitely don't want to go a route that is not in resonance. Also, Juno is at 26 of Pisces, and it's making a sextile over to Pluto in Capricorn. So definitely think that, there is some positive energy for other people. So I don't want to say that like other people have nothing to offer us. I think they have a lot of wisdom, and they can be a big part of our soul growth. But again, it comes back to a frequency resonance, especially with Venus in Aquarius and Saturn in Aquarius, that is just felt intuitively, and it's valuable, and it's good. And things make sense. Like, they just make sense right now. If they don't make sense, they don't make sense. And we do not, by any means, with the astrology currently, need to lose track of our own self because we're trying to make sense of things that don't have a resonance, and they don't make sense. There's nothing there. So that's what I got for you. That's what I got. That's what I got. That's what I got. That's what I got. Oh God, I'm gonna have too much fun with this thing. Lauren got me a Stream Deck for my birthday, and I love it. And then there's a bunch of cool little toys that I can play with on it that I didn't have access to before. So I don't know if I'll do it every day, but today I did. Thank you all so much for all the birthday wishes too. I'm just blown away. The amount of love I got on my birthday from everybody was just amazing. So grateful for you all. And yep, still doing that reading sale until January 9th, NY 2023 at checkout for an hour-long astrology reading, and yeah, $100 off. So makes it a $200 reading instead of $300. So take advantage of that if you're interested. A lot of you have. Super grateful. Thank you so much. All right. The Hierophant reverse. Yeah, the traditional way of like, this is the way, this is the path, this is what's good, this is going to work. I don't think that's where we're at right now. This Sun trine Uranus and Venus, of course, dispositing Uranus and in Uranus's home, a little mutual reception there, and the North Node being in Taurus and having Venus in Aquarius. Like, oh yeah, there's just, it's the unorthodox that's going to take leaps and bounds into where they're going right now. And the orthodox way of doing things is just a little upside down, turned around, if you will. And the Hangman in reverse. Again, I think this is like showing up and moving upward with the enlightenment and with what you've found. And it's not so much about trying to understand these weird angles in life. It's like you already kind of know and feel it intuitively. Go do something. It's not time to just, hang around and contemplate the what ifs and the, oh my gosh, we can get so lost in that today. Like, take what you know and start using it. And the Five of Wands in reverse. All reversals again, and 2 major arcana. How funny. But Five of Wands in reverse is like there doesn't have to be a lot of conflict either. There's definitely a knowing of where to put our energy and our effort. And, I would say it's not about some competition either, like who's going to make it first, who's going to, be the victor. It's definitely just knowing that you're trusting your intuition, and that's all that matters right now. And there's like-minded energy that is absolutely here to help you. And there might be other energy that's being too orthodox and trying to say, no, what you know isn't right. And that's not going to work when, how do they know? Just like you shouldn't, project into their life how to live, they shouldn't do that to you. So that's a good way to look at that as well. And I'll pull one more just because. And the Fool card, lots of major arcana showing up lately, which is this new journey. And we keep talking about that. And I think Jupiter in Aries is a good signifier for a 12-year journey that's starting. And there's something so innocent about the Fool, and solar value 0, right? The 0 card, it's kind of in many ways God's card. It's just being kind of fearless in nature and open to the journey and open to what's going to happen. And yeah, there's a naivety to it, but you know what? Sometimes it's good to be naive because we're not sitting there stressing or overthinking things. We're just feeling a pull and going into creative ways to do that. Maybe they're different. So that's good, I think. So love you all very much. Hope you have a beautiful Wednesday, and I'll see you all tomorrow. Much love. Peace.